We got everything here, at least to stay alive. And the time that we share makes it all worthwhile. That this plays on. Do you feel that we got something strong? And I saw you walking the line, and the truth may come.
Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Desert Adventures in Arizona, coming to you live from the Ironwood Forest National Monument where we live. Thanks everybody for being here. It's a beautiful day and spring is here. You like my cool shirt? Let me get up here where you can see it. Midwest Van Builders. This is Johnny's Journey. I won this at a drawing on her live stream recently, and I just got this in the mail yesterday. Haven't even taken the tag off yet. Okay, so here you go, folks. Here goes the tag. All right. Oh, I got half of it. Maybe I'll get the other half later. Brand spanking new shirt. Now, if you don't know Midwest Van Builders, Johnny's Journeys is her channel. She's a channel member, and she does van builds for interiors. She can do anything. If you have a van or any modifications that you need, be sure to check out Johnny's Journeys. Let's see who we have in the chat this morning. New Beginnings, My Everyday Life in Rural Cyprus. So Dawn is from Cyprus, very interesting lady. She does live streams on her channel, and it's interesting to see how her property is set up and how she gardens in Cyprus, which is pretty cool. Lillian is here. Good morning, Lily. Good to see you. RG Arizona is here. Just watched one of his videos this morning. He has a trail cam on a watering hole there on his property, and he has deer and looks like the birds are coming in. And I have a visitor here. Hello, Lucas. So Lucas here loves these balls, these play balls. They're Kong balls. Let me see. You can't see it because it's green. So anyway, Lucas is here pestering me because he wants to play. We've been camping the invisible ball. We've been camping over the weekend and he's ready to play. So Lucas, go see your mama. No, I'm busy, Lucas. I'm busy. He won't leave me alone. All right, let's see who else is here. So RG Arizona, I watched one of his videos this morning. Always interesting to see the animals that come in. Let's see who else we have here. Hawkins Family Adventures, Sandra. Good morning, Sandra. Thanks for being here. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate that, Sandra, very much. Step Van Dan is here from Minnesota. Hello, Dan. Good to see you. Hope you're warming up there. Spring is here. Diane Phoenix. Good morning, Diane, one of my moderators. Thank you very much, Diane. Alice Wonderland is here. Good morning, Alice. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well and your week is starting off good. All right, Diane's got to run and come right back. Let's see who else we have here. Scrolling. Catherine Cook popped in. Hello, Catherine. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for joining us. Scrolling. There's a channel member, Roy and Becky's Travels. Good morning. That's probably Roy. Glad to see you're up and at 'em, Roy. Let's see who. Oh, Ava Potterfield and friends. All right, Ava, this is for you. Ava loves koi pond video, so I'm going to play this for Ava. She's been a bit down under the weather lately, and so Ava, this is for you. That's for you, Ava. Hope you're feeling better. She's had a sinus infection and she's working on getting over it. Some of those infections take a little time to get over for sure, but it's warming up and we're happy about that. Let's see who else we have here. I think I saw a rock star pop in here. Yep, there he is. Boondocking with Boomer. Lance, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. He's been traveling across the country and enjoying life. Lance is enjoying life. Step Van Dam says, I got to take the fur babies to the vet this morning. Hugs to everyone. All right, Dan, drive carefully. Good wishes for Ava. Small Town Tourist is here. Good morning, good morning. Coming to you from north of where we live, up around the Mesa, Phoenix area. Steve and Tina Jewell. Steve has a great first name. I really like it. And I was watching one of Steve's videos where he was taking the puppy in for a makeover. So check out Steve and Tina Jewell's channel. It was kind of funny to watch. Hey, is that Nemo? My daughter's picture saw the vet at 7:45 this morning, Dan. Yeah, her pity. Feel better. Look at this. We got Badge in the house. I got a Canadian infection. It's too cold to go back. Dan's Badge and Elle have been enjoying their time down here in the desert in Arizona and California. And it's time to go back. Rockstar, yeah. I know you are, Lance. It's good to see you enjoying life. That's awesome. And you've seen more of the United States, I think, than I have seen. I guess I need to get out more. We have Aussie Van Man here. Good morning, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well. You're welcome. You're welcome. No problem at all. So, Oki and I just got back from a weekend of camping. By the way, Ava Potterfield and friends gave me a shout out this morning on her live stream. So she does a live stream at 6 o'clock Arizona time. I get up on Monday mornings just to make sure I don't miss it, because I always appreciate watching, and she's a fun lady. She's recently monetized and enjoying making a little money off all the hard work that her and Doug do on their channel. If it doesn't thaw out up north soon, none of us are going back. I hear you. I hear you. So Roy and Becky have a live coming up at 10 o'clock Arizona time. So right now it's 8:15. So about an hour and 45 minutes, they'll be going live. So Steve and Tina say they're getting rain and cold up here in Canada. Yeah, I think the weather's going to be pretty nice here today. Hey Siri, what's the weather here?
Tell your location because of your settings. Daytime temperatures will hover around 7 with overnight lows around 40.
7. That's nice. We can take that. Still cool at night, but that's okay. We get up to 70, low 70s. We are good. And boy, the spring flowers are really coming out. We have poppies and purple lupins and all kinds of flowers. We've had some good rain here in the desert this winter, and it really shows. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that, RG, hitting the thumbs up. So we had a fun weekend. We went up to the Phoenix area, North Phoenix, I call it. there was a sportsman's expo up there. Hope everybody's got some coffee this morning. There was a sportsman's expo up there. They had, it's 1,600 acres. Ben Avery facility is what it's named after. And it's run by the Arizona Game and Fish Department. They run this 1,600 acre facility. And this weekend they had a bunch of exhibits. They had a bunch of vendors, and me and my club, and Oki, of course, went with me, had put on an expedition with our Jeeps. Whoa, look at that. We got Mobang in the house. Good morning, Tim. Good to see you. Anyway, we went up there Friday and then ran the Jeep on the rock pile on Saturday and Sunday. Is an expedition for people who were coming in from the Phoenix area. On Saturday, I heard there were about 13,000 people that came through. We got to see eagles. We got to see an eagle. We got to see, let me show you a picture of this eagle. This is really cool. We got to see tortoises, desert tortoises they had on display, and these handlers were standing up there telling the public, you know, how do these animals live here in the desert? What do they eat? Here's that eagle that was there. This particular eagle, let me play it again. This particular eagle is 22 years old. It's a female. She was rescued when she was young. And what happened was she flew into a tree, the handler said, and she damaged her left eye. And so she's blind in her left eye. She can't see. And so it's very difficult for them to hunt. And this guy is her handler, and basically she lives with him full time. He takes care of her. He said typically these eagles will live to be around 20 years old in the wild. She's 22, and he said with checkups every year and the good quality food that he's feeding her, that he expects her to live close to 40 years. So that was pretty cool. Oh, thanks, Steve and Tina. Appreciate you. Yeah, it's I adjust my time, my live stream time, so that it makes it approximately the same for everyone who usually comes in. So I'm at 8 a.m. Arizona time. Looks like we're here till the middle of April. I refuse to winterize the trailer. Let's see. This is the middle. No, we're at the end of March, huh? March 27th. Wow, it's my sister Tanya's birthday. Note to self, I need to wish my little sister a happy birthday today. That's Tanya, working and listening. I just ate those pancakes. Let's see, scrolling. Aussie Van Man. Me and Bunny were around this area this weekend too. That's good. So a lot more people are finding the Ironwood Forest National Monument, which is a BLM area. It's a BLM about 129,000 acres, and it's great for dry camping. We had our meetup out here in February and enjoyed it. And we'll have one again next February, I believe. And in fact, Tim was out here. Got to meet him. Tim's getting ready to pay Uncle Sam. I just got mine done too. I know the pain. Yeah, everybody, it's tax season, huh? Yeah, she was beautiful. Her name was Aurora. Just fabulous. I've never seen an eagle that close. And you know that they were endangered. They're still protected, and so they've come back from almost close to extinction. And so it's great to see, and especially the kids that were watching, they were just memorized, you know, with the eagle, and it was really cool. There's Tracy. Good morning. Good morning. No worries, Tracy. You're never late. Just glad to have you here. Get your coffee going, Tracy. Tracy is Jolly Matilda is also a channel member. Appreciate that very much. Another channel member that came in, the Bad Idea Lab. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for being here. Let's see who else we have here. Everybody talking and chatting. Oh, Ava says, that's my guitar's name, Aurora. Cool. Steve and Tina are working on their taxes. And Jolly Matilda's got her coffee brewing now. Awesome. I'll try to keep you awake, Tracy, until your coffee's ready, okay? So anyway, we're at Ben Avery in North Phoenix. It's about 2-hour drive north of us. We camped. They have dry camping and plug-in camping, and we dry camp because our RV, we have solar on it. We can run everything off of the inverter and batteries. And so we dry camped there, and it was $12 a month. So $12 a month, you have access to water. You have access to trash service. There are toilets there, and then it's close to where the expo was. So we had a good time. You and my cat, Steve. All right. So anyway, this Ben Avery 1,600 acre facility was built for, I'll say, pew-pews. Everybody know what a pew-pew is? That's their primary focus. A lot of law enforcement go up there to practice their pew-pews, because when we call law enforcement, we want them to come with their pew-pews, and we want them to use them if they're needed, right? And so we want them to be able to practice. We learned about this facility when we were watching our grandkids shoot bows. So our daughter runs a program at the local school district, Marana School District, and she teaches archery. And so a lot of parents sign their kids up for this after-school program, and our daughter coordinates this program, and kids go out and learn how to shoot bow and arrows. Well, they had a statewide competition up there a couple months ago, and so we went up there and watched a couple of our grandkids shoot bow and arrows, and it was fun. So we didn't even know this facility existed. Well, now the Sportsman Expo was this weekend, and so the club that we belong to is called the Tucson Rough Riders. They're a four-wheeling club. They were going up there to put on exhibition on four-wheeling and what do we do when we take our four-wheel drive vehicles. And RG has one too. His is a Toyota FJ. We take our four-wheel drive vehicles up there, and we show people how do you climb things safely. We even showed them how we change a tire if we have a flat tire. Batch, we could have used you this weekend. You could have helped us change his tire, but that's okay. We got through it. There's James. Good morning, James. Hope you're doing well. Anyway, we were up there, and we were, Steve and Tina have an H3, certainly a good, capable vehicle. And that's what the military started off with here in the U.S. Susan Ski is here. Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for being here, Susan. No worries. Ah, yes, Diane, I saw that. All right, let me show you a little bit of what we did over the weekend. So, they had all these animals there. People could come through. And like I said, 13,000 people came through and watched the exhibitions and learned about desert animals, including snakes. They had hawks there. They had desert tortoises there. And then this eagle was there too. And they had a few others there too. I didn't get around to everything because I was on the rock pile. And let me show you a video as soon as I find it here. What we were doing up there. And of course, it takes a while to scroll down and find it. Okay, so here's the rock pile that we were showing our Jeeps on for the public. So that's the rock pile. That's a drone shot. They gave me about 10 minutes to put my drone up in the air. They said you could fly your drone for 10 to 12 minutes, no more. This was early before the folks actually started coming in. All our folks were working on the rock pile there. So we were having fun and then showing people how we do that. You take your Jeep out into the desert and run different trails. And this is my Jeep right here. One lady took a video while I was going up and over the rock pile.
Direction. Nice and easy. You're going off the big one over here. I hope you open my force. Go back over. All right.
All right.
So that's my Jeep there. And you notice, you heard the guy talking there. We have a spotter. And so when you're out going over a rocky area, the first person in the line of vehicles spots everybody through. And that's what that gentleman was doing. Let me replay it one more time.
Come this direction. Nice and easy. You're going off the big one over here. I hope you open my force. Go back over. All right.
All right.
So you hear the scraping and scratching. We have protection underneath, skid plates they're called, so that you can slide over rocks. It kind of freaks people out that are watching when they hear you banging around, because you wouldn't do that with your normal car, right? But you build a Jeep so that you can climb things, and sometimes you got to scrape over rocks to get going. A lot of modifications go into making a Jeep capable. Mine is about a medium level capable Jeep. There are others that are much more built than mine, but mine does the job that I need it to do when I need to do it. So it works pretty good. Let me catch up here. I think I saw Dave come in. Dave Wanders is here. Good morning, Dave. Thanks for being here. And yeah, Badge. I think a bath is in order. Yeah, maybe you should take a bath, Badge. I think maybe you're talking about your pups. Scrolling back to catch up here. And thanks, moderators and channel members, for saying hello to everybody coming in. Appreciate that. Scrolling. Thanks, Tracy. Dave saying, yeah, that's what I was asking, Diane. Does Badge need a bath or do the pups need a bath? Yep, give him a bath before you head north for sure, buddy. Use our H3 for the snow here in Canada. Yeah, I'll bet it works well up there too. Yeah, 13,000 people on Saturday. They've had as many as 33,000 up there at that event. They do it every year. So it's slowly coming back after COVID. I talked to one of the guys that was working the event there for security, and he said they're slowly coming back. I need to buy a bus, motorcycle, and a Jeep. All it takes is money, Tracy. You know that. And most of my stuff I've had for years. That Jeep is a 2003. I bought it in 2006, and I've had it ever since. And so it takes a long time to build up vehicles so you can do that stuff. James needs a camper behind the SUV now. Thank you. Appreciate that. You know, when Maple and Max lay on the desert, you can see them blend in. Yeah, I hear you. Something else that blends in to the desert that we're beginning to see out here are rattlesnakes. We saw a rattlesnake laying on the road. Typically, they'll lay in the road in the early spring when they look at that floating rattle. Isn't that cool? Well, you can see it's on a piece of wire. Okay. Doggone it, I thought I had you fooled there. But anyway, that's a rattle off a rattlesnake, Western Diamondback. Oki was watching a exhibition on rattlesnakes, and I think they had probably a dozen or more different types of rattlesnakes up there. And so she learned a lot. Yeah. Oh, those are not so big, Tracy. There are bigger ones out there, but that's about as big as I'll climb. Some of those other rigs, the $100,000 rigs, I mean, they can climb much more than that. That's about my limit, though, that rock pile that you saw. Second coffee. Now in progress. I would not like doing that and scratch my 4x4. I know. The feeling, the bottom of my Jeep has been scratched 1,000 times, and you can always replace parts on a Jeep anyway. H3 is probably a little more expensive. We're to number 2 now. Thank you. Yeah, I've got lockers differential lockers front and rear. So when you see me go up on the rock, that's a locker in the front. So typically your normal street vehicles don't have that. And so you'll spin a tire if you lift a tire on the front. But putting lockers in, hope you're doing well, Dave, makes it more capable for sure. Tommy is here. Good morning, Tommy. Tommy's got a bus she's working on. My brother Jeep climbs in Colorado. Yeah, Colorado's a great place for four-wheeling for sure. Need a skid plate, Steve. Yeah, I've got a couple of skid plates underneath there, James. Get a real off-road vehicle. It's called a FJ Cruiser, not those little Jeeps, RG says. FJs are nice vehicles. One of our neighbor friends has one. It's very comfortable, and they make good four-wheeling. I don't think they make the FJ anymore, RG, so you've got a collector vehicle there. You better hang on to it. Everybody's saying hello. The pups need the bath. Tommy's saying hello. Tommy says, I would love to have a Jeep. Definitely will need one. And the interesting thing about a Jeep is you can set it up to tow, Tommy, behind your bus. Once you get out on the road there, you put the transfer case in neutral, you put the shifter in neutral, you take the brake off, you unlock the steering, hook up your tow bar, and off you go. Oh, 1962 Land Rover. That's a cool vehicle. You doing a restoration on that, Steve? Yeah, I'm not surprised, RG. First snake bit case down here in southern Arizona. It happens every year for sure, multiple times. And you know what? The majority of people that get bit, last time I checked, it may have changed now, are men trying to handle snakes after they've had a couple of these. You don't want to mess with them. We see a lot of them around here in 1 year. I think the most we've had on our property here in the monument is 12 in 1 year. I'd even take one of the old trackers to get around in. Whoa, look at this. Gracie is here. Gracie and Jacques, good morning, good morning. Steve likes to show off his long rattle. Yeah, it was a big one. This one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buttons on it. Each one of these segments we call a button. And I don't know exactly how long it takes them to grow, but I'm guessing about a year because they shed a couple times a year. And I think those buttons are about a year. So this one is probably 7 or 8 years old. Diane saying good morning to Gracie. Roy says Bobby could climb it. Of course, we're still out here looking for that oceanfront property too. Yeah. Let's see. So we saw eagles, snakes, all kinds of animals up there. We did a demonstration on winching, and Roy knows what that is because I had to winch Bobby out last summer when we got stuck up there in the forest. Yeah, FJs are good vehicles. They sure are. I don't know why they quit making them. but they have the Toyota 4Runner. I think most people are buying the 4Runner now, and those are nice vehicles too. The issue with the 4Runners is they don't have a locker in the front. We actually had a 4Runner on the rock pile, and we had to winch her off because she got up on the rock pile and started spinning a wheel, right front wheel, and so she couldn't move anymore because as soon as she stepped on the gas, that right front wheel would spin because it was off the ground. And I suggested to her if she wants to do four-wheeling with it to get a locker for it. Now there are higher end, I guess you call them, 4Runners that have the lock-in differential in the front. That wasn't her version. So everybody's saying hello. All right, Steve's vehicle's in good shape. The one he's restoring, that's good. We know that Jeep can pull Bobby over rocks. That's right. So we were camping with Roy and Becky's Travels, and just another reminder, they're coming up live here in a little bit at 10 o'clock Arizona time, so an hour and 20 minutes. So be sure to pop in and say hello. But yeah, Bobby is a little Chevy, I think it's a Cobalt, Roy, right? And coming into the campground was kind of muddy, easy to get stuck. And so we used the Jeep to pull Bobby out. Steve's going to be fixing the brake on his vehicle when the weather gets better. Yeah, he knows, Tommy. But, you know, I love helping people in those situations, and that worked fine. Yeah, that was a lot of snakes. We had 12 snakes we had in 1 year. Thank you, Gracie. Appreciate it. That's a good thing about going back to Canada, and we can leave the snakes here. No snakes up in Canada, Badge? I know they have rattlesnakes up in the Dakotas in South and North Dakota. Yeah, a good winch is definitely needed if you're going out, or have access to someone. You know, when you go out in those areas, it's always good to go out with more than one vehicle. Around here, we typically don't go out doing heavy duty four-wheeling by yourself. You always take at least one other person with you. Oh, okay, that's good to know, Tracy. That's what the miners would say about the snake buttons too. So about one button a year. and you know, I don't kill all snakes that I see. If I have a snake on the property, my priority is to keep my grandchildren safe, to keep my dog safe, to keep Okie safe. And you don't want to get bit by a rattlesnake. Okie knows that because the year that we had 12 snakes, she stepped on number 9. And it bit her on the ankle, and she spent the weekend in ICU. So I do my best to control the rats and the mice, and I put out bait boxes to control them, to keep them off the property as much as I can, because these guys come in after the mice and the rats. And so if you can control that, you can reduce the snake population from coming in. And that's what I've been doing, is controlling the mice and rats. And we've had a lot fewer snakes come in. Now, if I encounter a snake and he leaves, he or she, they leave, then they live. But if they're on the porch, front or back, then I have to take care of them. Now, some people want to relocate them, but when you relocate them, they always come back home. That's kind of like if somebody picks you up off your front yard and takes you a mile down the road, what are you going to do? You're going to walk back home. And that's what snakes do too. They're territorial creatures and they will die trying to get back home. So when you have them and you relocate them, you just have to be careful with them. So pretty cool. That's my floating snake button. Anyway, we had a great weekend. We had a good time. Let me catch up and see what I'm missing here. Cobalt. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my daughter turned 40. Our daughter turned 40. And so we had a nice dinner out with her and kiddos. That was a good time. James says, everyone, I have a passport now, so I can come see you. Awesome, James. Do some traveling now, buddy. Tracy's checking on Roy and Becky to see where they're at. Not the ones that want to kill you. We have never seen them. Okay, so you do have snakes in Canada, just not the rattlesnakes and the venomous snakes. That's good. Thank you, Tracy. Tanya's birthday is today, so she's probably sleeping in. Oh yeah, Gila monster. That's another one that they had, Roy. Was they had one handler had a Gila monster, and it was interesting. She said that the Gila monster is only out from 4 to 6 weeks per year, and most of the time they're living underground. So when you spot them out, they're usually looking for food, and typically they'll look for eggs. So a lot of the birds around the desert will nest on the ground and lay their eggs like in a pile of brush, and the Gila monsters go after that. Rattlesnake like it over 85 degrees. Yeah, that's true, Badge. Yeah, they like it warm. We only killed the ones that would come into active people places to help prevent snake bites. Silver Bell was 55 minutes away from EMS by road. And we have the same issue here, too. So Jolly Matilda Tracy used to work out at the mine out here, Silver Bell Mine, which has been around since the late 1800s. And so she's got experience with snakes. Excuse me. We're at the spot in LTVA South. Yeah, Roy and Becky have spent the winter there. They've enjoyed their time there. Diane says her daughter turns 44 on April 12th. Makes you feel old, huh, Diane? Of course, age is a state of mind. And Oki and I love to be outside, to be out in nature and enjoy nature. And that's primarily why we live here in Arizona. And we live out here in the monument because we can go out and enjoy 129,000 acres. I think they do. Oh, okay. They turn into 14-day BLM. So the LTVA areas, which are long-term camping areas in Quartzsite, are a great place to spend the winter. And Roy and Becky spend the winter there. I think you buy a pass for, what was it, 7 months, I heard. And then you can stay the whole winter there. Too young to have a child that age. That was Diane Phoenix. Yes, Diane Phoenix. Gracie and Jock. The sun was in my eyes. I understand that. It's good. The sun is coming up earlier. I noticed when we get up at 6. Well, I got up at 5:30 this morning, and we could see the sun was coming up already, and that's what I really enjoy. Having sunshine also helps you spot these guys because you don't want to step on them, especially when it's dark. What? Do we have a birthday? Tommy's birthday. Happy birthday, Tommy. She Devil Adventures. Happy birthday to Tommy. Hope your day is awesome today. I know it's sometime around this time of March. Happy birthday. Turns to 14 days there, and then they turn the services off. And that's okay, because you can get water elsewhere. It goes to 100 zillion degrees. No one uses them. Yeah, it takes a tough person to camp in the desert when it's 100 zillion degrees, right, Dad? Ash's van life is here. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it very much. Good to see you too, Ash. Good to see you. Watching from a van in Canada. Yeah, it's interesting. You want a tough life or a challenging life? Do van life in Canada. Ash's channel, he shares a lot of his experiences up there, van life in Canada, so be sure to check it out. Interesting stuff. RV Pit Stop shuts down for the summer. Okay. I guess it drops off, business drops off, so they don't need to stay open. So Jacques is Gracie's dog. He's a shepherd, and woke her up at 6:05. I let him out, and then we went back to bed for an hour. Who needs an alarm clock when you have a dog that wakes you up before sunrise? I hear that. Saying hello to Ash. Thanks very much for welcoming everybody into the chat. I appreciate it very much. Ash has a diesel heater, and a lot of folks that are full-time nomads have those, and they work great. RV in Canada, great in the summer, I'll bet. Tommy saying thanks to everybody for the birthday wishes. Yeah, you're right about that. They're hardcore. Awesome. So we also did those demonstrations on rock climbing. Let me run that video again for the folks who are just coming in. So we were up in an expo, a sportsman's expo, and this is a GoPro taking timed photos on the first part, and then I put my drone up to view the second part. But this is called let me turn that off back there. This is called the rock pile. here's my Jeep here.
Come this direction. Nice and easy. You're going off the big one over here. Woo! I hope you open the force. Go back over. All right.
All right.
So that's my Jeep. And for everybody who came in late, we went up to a sportsman's expo up in the Phoenix area, Phoenix, Arizona, and had a great time over the weekend. We dry camped with the RV. I towed the Jeep up there, and guess what? I didn't break it, so I was able to tow it back. But I did run over a rock with the RV, so I got to go out there and look at that. I think I bent the tailpipe a little bit. There's a link for everybody. There's Ash's Van Life, so be sure to check him out. That's hardcore van life up there in Canada in the wintertime. And if somebody could find the live stream for Roy and Becky and drop that link, that would be nice too. My friend would love this. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Of course, you know what they call a Jeep, right? It's a 4-letter word. Just empty every pocket, because it is expensive to modify them. Very expensive to modify them. Yeah. A lot of people that were watching would kind of were shocked at when you scrape over those rocks, but you know, you have plates underneath that protect your engine and transmission, and that's what they're made for. You slide them over rocks on purpose. You got that right, Gracie. Boys and their toys. You got to have a couple things that you enjoy. You're very welcome. Very welcome. Okay, there's Roy and Becky coming up here in an hour at 10 o'clock. So be sure to stop in and say hello. All right, so Tina and Jewel are working on getting to 1,000 subs. So stop by. He posted a really cute video on taking the dog in for grooming, what turned out to be grooming, but it was funny. Very good. So check out Steve and Tina Jewel's channel and subscribe and watch a couple of their videos. There's Roy and Becky's. Thank you very much for posting that. It is kind of scary, Gracie, when you're not used to it, especially when you start getting tippy. You know, knowing when you're on mountainsides and you're climbing over rocks, knowing when are you going to roll over is important to know. And that's part of knowing your vehicle, just like traveling in an RV, you know. There's Gracie and Jock's channel. Thank you very much. Drop your links, anybody. And everybody who's a moderator. Well, Ron finally showed up. It's about time, Ron. Geez, we've been on here for an hour and 1 minute, and you're just now showing up? Come on, Ron. Come on. I love rock climbers. They keep me busy. So anyone who doesn't know Badge, he's a retired mechanic and a darn good one too. Got to meet him down here in Arizona. Great guy. And Elle is a great lady who puts up with them. And Badge enjoys helping people fix things. And here comes my buddy. I got a snout in my face here. This is Lucas. He wants to play. All right, Lucas, we're almost done, okay? Diane saying, hello, darling, to Ron Darrell. Yeah, expensive. So they're talking about another. There's Steve. Thank you, Jolly Matilda, Steve, and Tina. It's Tina with a T. Thank you for dropping that link. And Diane dropped it too, so that's good. So let's help them get up to 1,000. That would be nice, because that's what we do. That's what we do. No worries, no worries. The link is there. All right, Ash just subbed to them, so check them out. Cute little video I watched this morning. All right, I hung out here an extra 3 minutes because Ron Darrell finally got out of bed and came in. So thanks, Ron, for coming in, buddy. Good to see you. And I think I'm going to close this up. And I'm going to play this just for Ron. Ron, this is what I did this weekend.
Come this direction. Nice and easy. You're going off the big one over here. Woo! I hope you open my force. Go back over. All right.
All right.
And here's another view. All right, so that was for Ron Darrell. And Diane says he's late because it was her fault. They must have been chatting on the phone. So that's okay. But anyway, minute and 5 here, 19 people still here. Thank you everyone for coming in and spending your Monday morning with me. And we'll see you next time.